Key business development tool is just sometimes complete persistence and constant outreach. I want to talk about Blackford Capital. So prior to us actually winning a retained search with Blackford Capital, about 3, maybe even 4 years prior, I'd initially spoken with the managing partner, Martin Stein. He was shunned off straight immediately into HR and began to build what was a pretty difficult relationship at that time, helping them recruit within their actual private equity firm and hoping that we could get some business for within the portfolio companies. What subsequently happened there is I knew that Blackford Capital was a perfect firm for us. They were low middle market, they were industrial, which is where we spent most of our time 3 or 4 years ago, and I knew that we could help that business. They'd already communicated that they had a lot of problems with hiring. I subsequently then found out that about 1 in 2.3 of their hires at C-suite level fail. So it's quite an expensive process for them to go through. So what I did was I kept phoning him every month. I added that individual to my warm contacts list, which is based on Salesforce, drop it as a tag, and I consistently messaged. I emailed him by the automated emailer or sometimes personal emails, and I rang him every single month. Now I did that, unfortunately it's one of those stories like ClickFunnels or Grant Cardone, and I kept following up with him for 3 or 4 years. I then got an email from who was one of their operating partners to say that they'd been struggling with hiring and that Martin had recommended that I had a phone call with him to see if we could help with a particular search. The initial phone call was initially putting me under a lot of pressure of how do we operate, how do we work, what do we do, what's our background, what firms do we work with. Now typically when that happens, that means that the firm has struggled in the past with securing good profiles. Because when firms have to go through that level of due diligence on the initial phone call phase, it's a good indication that they've struggled. We then jumped into the potential need for a search, which was for an opportunity for Boston Trade Interior Solutions, which we closed a couple of weeks ago, and off we went with a retained service. We've got them at 32% of full first year cash compensation, so that's basic and bonus. And also that it excludes the upfront payment. So the upfront payment is then added on top of the full fee rather than absorbed within the 32% of first year cash compensation, which then at that point gave us the record fee of $92,500, which has obviously subsequently been broken by Jack at $99,000, but we have them going through a process at the moment for a chief executive, which will be about 150, maybe £140,000 fee. So the key thing here is consistently messaging, consistently outreach, consistently going through, add them to your warm contacts and keep reaching out to them every month. He didn't answer me for years. He even blocked our email address, but I kept touching because I knew they were a good target client and eventually won the business, and this is going to be a 200, 300,000 hopefully per year account for Raw Selection.